Welcome in. You're listening to a daily editorial on the Korelin Economics Report. I'm Al Korelin. Appreciate you joining me. Winding down at the Cambridge House International Investment Conference in Vancouver, British Columbia. I am chatting with a gentleman who I met about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago actually, Tom Irwin. Tom, you and I met in Fairbanks when I was visiting your Livengood property for International Tower Hill Mines. I don't want to go into the conversation. Let me just say this. Tom sold me on the quality of life in Alaska, and it only took you about 10 minutes to do that.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Livengood. ITH controls Livengood. Livengood is an asset about, if I'm not mistaken, about an hour and a half, 2 hours outside of Fairbanks, paved road, etc.
70-mile paved road.
Infrastructure is in pretty much. You've got power. The water situation is looking very good.
Yes, we're 50 miles from the power grid that Fort Knox is on.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, in 2012, a lot of people felt that you guys weren't putting out enough information, but as a point of fact, in 2012, you drilled about 200 holes.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
But they weren't really exploration holes. They were...
Well, look, we have a terrific ore body. When you're up in the 16.5 million ounce measured and indicated, and that's what I go on, 803 holes, and you've got your own people and the QP people saying it's certifiable. Drilling more exploration today, as you know, does nothing for our rate of return.
Absolutely nothing. Now when you've got a huge asset up there, and it's still open, but you've got no need to define it any farther.
It's open at depth, it's open laterally, but we changed our focus. Look, we're big, and we had to start moving toward, investors care about us, and we care about them. The way we take care of them on that size project is get the engineering done, get a feasibility report out. And the holes you were talking about, 199 holes, that was to prepare and support feasibility. And we've talked about geotech for dam design, foundations, whether it's tailing management or water, large structure design, condemnation. You don't want to build a big facility on an ore body. That would be foolish. A lot of borosite material. But the most interesting thing we did, we understand Arctic engineering. And we're in permafrost. And the fractures and the fissures get ice in them and freezes. Like anything in engineering, if you know about it, you can design for it. Well, we needed to recover frozen core.
Exactly.
And drill heads are hot. So here we are in February to April, 20, 30, 40 degrees below zero. We had a 30-ton air conditioner from California. And we were super cooling the drilling muds. So we kept the drill head cold. We successfully recovered 47 holes of core we needed. We got to do this right. A big property that's a lot of tons, that's relatively low grade. Everything has to be designed correctly. Now, I think you know, as the Vice President and General Manager of the Fort Knox project, 40 miles away, and when we were doing that with Amex Gold, we were being told, you can't do a big mine in Alaska, you can't permit it, it's too cold, you can't get the reagents, you don't have the skilled people. That's all behind us.
You did it.
And yes, but it wasn't just me. It takes a team. I have no corner on the intelligence market. It's always the team. And if you get enough skilled people, like our Alaska General Manager, Carl Hahnemann did the same work at Pogo and the Okaluk expansion at Red Dog. Our technical services manager was mill superintendent at one of those sites and underground superintendent at another. And we have built up, and frankly, I give a lot of credit to Carl. He's built up a team.
Sure.
But equally important, we've had some really positive changes at corporate. And you know, people in the past have done a great job. But right now, Don Aveglaben's on board, the CEO. He was the vice president of Amax Gold when I was doing Fort Knox. And if I had a choice, they didn't let me vote, by the way, but if I had a choice, it would have been him, because he knows the investment, the money side, and he understands delegation. It's a privilege to work with him. You know, the first thing he did at corporate? Downsize.
Yeah.
We're not here to office, we're here to make a mine. And so our whole focus is get the feasibility done accurately, on time, because the last thing we believe in is telling someone like you or an investor, we're going to do here and then, oh, slippies, we're late. No, not on a big mine. We've got to be like the big guys. We know how they were. We used to be part of that. Don was a major player in Anglo Gold, so Ashanti. So got the right team, the right focus. We just have to stay focused on feasibility.
And my guess is you're going to do that. We are going to be tracking, as I mentioned during the interview that I did with Don here that was on the weekend show, I'm going to add to my position a little bit in International Tower Hill Mines. I'm looking forward to hearing the news flow coming out, and I know there's going to be a bit more of that in 2013.
You're right. You noticed we just published our metallurgical results. Now, we were on a track to do a circuit that was gravity recovery, take the gravity tailings and float it, make a float con and leach it. The more we worked on that and looked at the metallurgical gold content in the tailings, we said we got opportunity here. We sent over 11 tons of core sample to SGS in Vancouver. Again, it needs to be done right. And now we've switched the flow sheet to grind, gravity recovery, whole ore leach of tailings, just like Fort Knox. But we have also the obligation. We can't get narrow tracked on just one flow sheet. Always got to look at your options, variability. Our decision will be made on best rate of return for the project, shareholder of the company.
And there you have it. You know, I have to tell you, Tom, you guys are doing it right. I am very, very comfortable with your company and its future. Lastly, I have to say again, don't construe this as being investment advice. We have to say that. It's not. We're simply telling you, if you want to get some information on a company that Big Al is an investor in, simply click on their banner on our website, as they are sponsors. Tom, thank you so much.
It's a privilege. Thank you.